How to buy Treasury notes and bonds on the secondary market with Fidelity. That's what I'll be walking you through in today's video, step by step. Hello, members and super savers. I hope you're healthy and well. As many of our Diamond NestEgg regulars already know, our personal preference for Treasury bills continues to be for buying at auction at this point in time, whereas our preference for Treasury notes and bonds is for buying on the secondary market. If you're newer to us and want to understand why, then check out this video on buying at auction versus on the secondary market for longer dated Treasury notes and bonds, because your preference may be different from our preference. I've linked it in the video description below for easy reference. Before we get to the nitty-gritty of it all though, here are 5 things to remember about secondary market Treasury note and bond purchases from that video. As usual, here's our front of video disclaimer. For a detailed disclaimer, please refer to the end of this video. Let's dive in now, folks. First, I'll log in. Here's my account summary page. I'll click on News and Research. And from the pull-down menu, I'll select Fixed Income, Bonds, and CDs, which will take me to this Fixed Income, Bonds, and CDs page. If I scroll down, I can see the yields for Treasuries across different maturities. And let's say that I like the yield on this 20-year Treasury bond. I'll simply click on it, and I'll be taken to this Treasury bond search results page. If I scroll down, I'll see a list of all the Treasury bonds that will mature in about 20 years that I can choose from. So that was an easy way of doing this. But what if I don't want a Treasury with exactly these maturities that are listed here? Or what if I have other criteria that I'm looking for? Well, in this case, let's click on Bonds here. And here's the US Treasury page that pops up with approximately 594 CUSIPs to choose from. Let's narrow this down a bit and pretend that I'm looking for a Treasury bond that matures between 17 and 22 years. Hopefully, it'll be a good investment over such an extended period of time. So on this screen, here I'll put November 2040, and here I'll put December 2045. And I can see that I now only have 76 CUSIPs to choose from. Let's narrow it down a bit more by clicking here. And from this pull-down menu, I'll select Bonds. The 2 yields in these 2 boxes have changed accordingly. And now I'm left with 33 CUSIPs to choose from. Let's click on Show More Criteria. I'm going to leave everything here unchanged for the purposes of this illustration. But you can, of course, narrow this down based on your individual search criteria. Now, I'll scroll down a bit and I can click on See 33 CUSIPs. But let's say 33 CUSIPs is still too much for me to handle. If I go back up here to the maturity date and change this box from 2045 to 2043, this will take me down to just 25 CUSIPs. Let's click on this box now to see what shows up. And here I am back at the Treasury bond search results page. I'll click on Yield to Worst to sort this column from highest yield to lowest yield. And remember, I'm looking at this Ask section because I want to place a buy order. If I wanted to place a sell order, I would look at the bid section. And this is what the results look like when sorted from highest ask yield to worst to lowest ask yield to worst. This column shows the description of the Treasury security. This column shows the coupon, the interest rate basically. This column shows the maturity date. Here we have the credit rating, still AAA at the time of this taping with Moody's. We've already talked about the bid and ask sections. Ask if you want to buy and bid if you want to sell. As a reminder, the yield to worst and yield to maturity columns here are the same because Treasuries are not callable. If we were looking at callable bonds, these 2 columns would usually not have the same yield. I'm going to go with this Treasury bond here for this tutorial because it has the highest yield. You might choose another one based on the coupon, maturity date, or other criteria. And if I click on this bond, this page will pop up with more information. Here we can see that interest is paid semi-annually. Here's the coupon, the interest rate on this bond basically, as I mentioned earlier. And here is when the next coupon will be paid. It's always good to know what you're buying. Going back to this previous screen though, do note that this price is per $100 face value or par value. And this price and these yields assume a minimum purchase quantity of 200, meaning $200,000 face value or par value, up to a maximum purchase quantity of 5,000, meaning $5 million face value or par value. So this can be a bit confusing. Just remember that prices are quoted per $100, but minimum and maximum purchase quantities are quoted per $1,000. I only want to buy $1,000 face value or par value, so the price I'll need to pay will probably be higher than this here. To see what the price for $1,000 face value or par value of this treasury bond is, I'll click on this book icon under depth of book. And this depth of book screen will pop up. Again, I'll focus on the ask section because I want to place a buy order for this treasury bond. If I wanted to place a sell order, I would focus on this bid section. So if I look at this ask section, I can see this is the price I have to pay if I want to buy only $1,000 face value or par value from this one in parentheses here. All these others here have much higher minimum purchase quantities. Do recall that this price is per $100 face value or par value. So if I have to buy a minimum of $1,000 face value or par value, this means that my actual cost is $730.32, not $73.032. The yield is still good enough for me though, so I'll click on buy. And this is the screen that appears next. I'll select the account I want to purchase this treasury bond in and check everything here to make sure I'm actually buying what I want to buy. Now, by the time I got to this part, the price had already changed. Let's scroll down a bit so you can see this easier. Right here is the new price for a minimum quantity of $1,000 face value or par value. It's now $73.046. It was a bit lower at $73.032 just a few seconds ago on the previous screen. But there's not much I can do at this point because we had to finish up the step-by-step tutorial. So I went ahead and selected this one here and put a 1 in here for the $1,000 face value or par value. The limit price will appear automatically in this box afterwards. These criteria here cannot be changed. And now I'll click Preview Order. And this screen pops up. I'll double check everything up here again for accuracy and read this warning that one bond equals $1,000 face value or par value. Then I'll scroll down and double check this section for accuracy. Here I can confirm that my price per $100 face value or par value is $73.046. But because I have to buy a minimum of $1,000 face value or par value, what I'm actually paying is $730.46. Add on to that this $13.60 of accrued interest, and I get to the estimated order value of $744.06. Again, take a look at this video here to learn more about what accrued interest is and how it factors into the purchase price. I've linked it in the video description below as well. Going back to this screen quickly though, at this point, all I have to do is click Place Order, and I'm done. And there you have it, folks, how to buy longer dated treasury notes and bonds on the secondary market with Fidelity, step by step. Now, I didn't actually buy the treasury bond that I just walked you through in this tutorial because as many of our Diamond NestEgg regulars know, and as I talked extensively about in this recent video, at this point in time, I still expect yields to move a bit higher. Having said that, everyone's financial journey is different. And if you're laddering into longer dated treasuries, I hope this video has taken some of the stress and anxiety out of buying treasury notes and or bonds on the secondary market with Fidelity for you. All right, members and super savers, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. And if you did, I'd love to invite you to continue to support our channel through membership so that we can keep producing one-of-a-kind, objective, sponsorship-free videos for you and for a super saving community. Come for a chat at our next live member Q&A on December 15th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out our latest member deep dives. Take a look at this video here to learn more about Diamond NestEgg membership, or visit our channel page or the join link in the video description below. See you again very soon with more brand new wealth building content for your financial journey.